Hey everybody, I'm Andrew and this is my wife Susanna. Over the past roughly 2 years, my wife has been making a kefir smoothie for us every morning and it has been phenomenal, both for our health and it's just tasty and it's an easy breakfast to have on the go. So she's going to actually show you how to make it today. This is the first video in a series of videos that we're doing about food in our RV. And if we can make it in our RV, then you can make it in your kitchen at home. So without further ado, let's get Susanna showing us how we make it.
Over the past 2 years, we've added different ingredients to our smoothies to add different health benefits, but we'll get deeper into that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about the kefir itself. According to DeepSeek, kefir has many health benefits, including gut health, it boosts your immunity, improves your bone health, has many antibacterial properties, and I just learned this today, it may improve your lactose digestion, so the fermentation process breaks down much of the lactose, making it often tolerable for people with lactose intolerance. Kefir is a fermented milk that has what we call kefir grains. They're not actually grains, but it has these little things that we call grain in it that ferment over 24 hours and makes it into a drinkable yogurt. Now, we have been in a colder climate recently, so it hasn't been as thick. The warmer it is, the better. But every day, I strain it through a mesh strainer. You do not want to use any metal when doing the kefir, because that will mess up the probiotics. So use a mesh strainer and either a wooden or a silicone spatula into a glass bowl. So I strain it all out, and then it's going to strain out the bottom. You can kind of help it along by pushing it back and forth to get it out. Now, I like to use whole milk or raw milk if I can get my hands on it, because it makes it so much creamier. I have heard of people using alternative milks, but I'm not really sure how that would turn out. I haven't tried it. So you just kind of want to stir it back and forth until you get all of the liquid out. Now, over time, if your kefir is healthy, it will grow. There will be more kefir grains, and you can separate those off and start another jar or put it in the freezer, or give it away, or throw it in the smoothie and actually drink it. It's not bad for you at all. So I like to keep more grains in my kefir because it produces more probiotics. So there you go. Most of it is strained out. Now I'm going to put it back in the jar. Typically it's 1 tablespoon of kefir grains to 1 cup of milk. But like I said, I like to do a little bit more. It's not going to hurt you. Just clean this all out. Get all the goodness out. Make sure. Alright. Then I like to scrape the jar just to make sure it's clean as much as possible. Now I'm going to get the milk. Alright, I'm going to fill this up pretty much to the 3 cup mark. Now you want to make sure you wipe clean the lid or the top of the jar. because you don't want any mold to start. And then if you're just in your house, you can put a cloth over it or a paper towel. You don't need a lid. You should not put a metal lid on it. Since we travel and move quite a bit, I put a paper towel and then I have this lid on loosely. It can let air through. It's got holes. Also, we have had issues with fruit flies, and if they get in your kefir, that's really bad. So now this is ready to go in a cool, dark cabinet for 24 hours to ferment. Now you can drink the kefir on its own or put it over fruit, whatever you want. We like to add it to smoothies because it's just easier for us to take on the go. So I like to add frozen bananas. I just buy bananas in bulk, put them in half and put them in the freezer. And it just adds a nice creaminess to the smoothie. And then I usually add whatever berries we have on hand. Right now we have organic blueberries, which are very good for you. So I'll just add a couple of those to each smoothie. And like I said, you don't have to do any of this. This is just what we found that we like. And it does add some extra nutrients to our smoothies. Depending on how the temperature and climate is where you're at, it will be thicker. Right now it's not super thick. But then I go ahead and pour equally into these 2 cups. Now I'm going to start adding in the other ingredients we have, and this isn't like health advice or anything. This is just what we found helps us and what we like in our smoothies. But I'll give you a little information about each thing we add. First, I'm going to add whole chia seeds, which are high in fiber and antioxidants. They're good for your heart health, bone nutrients, energy, and hydration. And I typically add just like a teaspoon to each smoothie.
And all this information that we're getting is by Deep Seek, so take it with a grain of salt, but it has definitely been helping us. I've noticed a huge difference since drinking these smoothies. My hair and my nails grow a lot faster, and it's, this again is not health advice or nutrition advice. This is just what's working for us.
Right. Flax seeds, they're rich in omega-3s, and they're good for your digestion. And some other things, and I also put like a teaspoon in each. I did hear, I can't remember all the information, but the whole flax seeds are better than ground flax seeds. If you know anything about that, leave that in the comments, because I can't remember what that was all about. Collagen, I get this off of Amazon. It is unflavored. And of course, collagen is good for your skin, hair and nails, your joint pain relief, gut health, bone strength. And this one has a scoop in it. I'm guessing, let's see, what is this scoop? It says 2 scoops are 20 grams, so 10 grams. So that's good for that. Bee pollen. We try to get this local if we can. If not, we do get it on Amazon. But it's good for anti-inflammatory and antioxidants and liver protection and immunity boost. So it smells pretty good too. Then we have cranberry juice powder. So this is literally just like freeze-dried cranberries ground up into a powder, so there's no added ingredients, no added sugar or anything like that. It helps prevent UTIs if you're prone to that. It's rich in antioxidants and may help your stomach health. And and has like a little bit of acidity if you have bacteria and stuff in your gut that they can't survive an acidic environment. So that's really good for you. We also have beetroot powder. DeepSeek says it boosts exercise performance, lowers blood pressure, and is anti-inflammatory, and supports detoxification. And this says that 1 scoop of this powder is equivalent to a whole beetroot. So if you don't like cooking beets or eating a whole beet, just one of these scoops in your smoothie equals a whole beet. So that's pretty cool. Some people say they don't like the flavor. I honestly like it. And when you add it to stuff, you really can't taste it. Just beware, it will stain if you get it on something.
While she's doing all that, I just wanted to jump in here real quick and add something that none of these ingredients in particular really stand out when it's turned into a smoothie form. It actually kind of just all like melts into one flavor, which turns out really good despite there being these different types of ingredients in it. So if you're not a fan of beetroot, or if you're not a fan of cranberry juice, or if you're not a fan of bananas, don't worry. It's not like you're really picking out those individual flavors. It just all kind of goes together to make something taste great.
Next we have 100% organic cacao powder, unsweetened, and this is really good for your heart health, your brain function. It's one of the highest antioxidant sources and rich in minerals. And I have a little scoop in here. It's probably a tablespoon worth. And since we don't do added sugars and sweets like this, it's 100% unsweetened, real cacao, so it's perfect for our smoothies. And then the last ingredient is this no sugar electrolytes that Andrew found. It's just raw. It has no artificial sweeteners, no flavorings, no colors, and that is just really good to have the extra electrolytes for your hydration, your muscle function, recovery. Doesn't give you a blood sugar spike, and this just has a tiny little scoop that comes in it, and you can't taste it. Like on its own it might taste a little salty, but in the smoothie you can't taste it at all. So that is what I put in our smoothies, and we really like it. So now I'll blend them up.
Because we're in such a small space, I wear ear protection while Susanna is blending that up, because I do really want to protect my hearing, especially some of my hearing has seemed to have gone, so I want to protect what I have left. And if there are any other ingredients that you think that we should add to our smoothies, make sure to write that in the comments section below. But Susanna's working on blending them up right now. One of the great things about these smoothie cups is that this is actually what it's designed for. There's a blade that just screws right onto the cup itself, and then that goes right onto the blender. And then when you're done blending it, there's actually a special smoothie lid that goes right on top, and then you can just drink right out of there. So easy. We find that this is such a better way than getting a whole smoothie pitcher out and then having to have multiple cups. This just works great. This is made by a company called Ninja. We're not sponsored or anything, but we do really like this blender. And we used it so much that our old Ninja broke and we ended up buying a new one. So yeah, really great way to make the smoothies.
Smoothies is just one way you can use the kefir. We've also made a soft kefir cheese. You can eat it like a yogurt when it's nice and thick. So there's lots of options out there. It doesn't have to be a smoothie if that's not your thing. But now we are going to taste test it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How would you describe the flavor?
It's very smooth. And the seeds and the pollen, they all blend up really well in it, so it's not seedy. Like if you used blackberries or raspberries, you definitely would taste the seeds in there. But the banana really helps it to be nice and smooth and creamy. The tasting notes that are really coming out to me is the cacao.
The cacao. What comes out to me is I feel like here, I'll do another taste. I feel like with the ground up seeds and the bee pollen in here, as well as kind of like the berries and the cranberry taste, it almost tastes to me like a berry muffin that you would get at like a coffee shop or something. So
Well, it's way healthier for you, so.
way healthier for you. Anyways, go ahead and let us know what you would do to change this recipe, or do you make kefir at home? Are you thinking about getting into kefir? Let us know in the comments section below, and thanks for watching. Again, this is the first video in our series of cooking in the RV, so make sure you subscribe and like, as it does help out our small channel, and we'll see you in the next one.